Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inspiring Hope. I'm your host, Lois Herman, here to inspire you with messages from amazing people who are making a difference in our world. And today I have a very special team of light workers, light warriors that are here to share some of their stories and stories that they've observed in doing the work that we are called to do. As light workers, we're the type of people who want to make a difference. We feel like we're here on a mission, and yet we have a sense of being stuck, blocked, discouraged, disheartened. Our team has the ability to help you stand in your strong energy and be able to pursue your purpose with passion. We start everything with our beautiful sacred space, and everyone on our team has their own way of doing it, which is fabulous. I invite you to develop your own skills. And we're going to be doing a masterclass soon where we'll be teaching this to you. So stay tuned. Until then, join me with this kind of an abbreviated version. Take a gentle breath in and be here now. No one needs anything from you. No one expects anything of you. This is your time to be right here, right now. And just imagine our beloved Mother Gaia sends up a strong foundation of light underneath, and she places 8 columns or pillars of light around us that reach far to Father Sky. And Father Sky reaches down to her and puts walls of light connecting all of these magical, glistening columns with a dome of light overhead, a shiny reflective coating on all of the walls that amplifies the positive and deflects the negative, sending it away with positive intention for transformation. And into our sacred space, our divine Father God, divine source, sends down another beam of light right into the center that opens into a gently spinning pyramid that just fills the space with the most glorious light. Breathe it in and expand it to fill every cell of your being and glow it bigger, bolder, brighter, and stronger until it fills the room you're in, or the space you're in, or the property you're in. Glow it as big as you like. On the outside of this sacred space, we're going to place a mesh screen that's in the pattern of the flower of life tied to Metatron's gently spinning cube. This mesh screen serves as a Faraday cage of sorts that scrambles any frequencies that are less than desirable. They could be sound, they could be EMF, they could be any type of frequency that may be disturbing to us. We're going to transmute and transform it into soft solfeggio or healing frequencies, making our sacred space kind of like a med bed, if you will. We're also going to invite into our wonderful sacred space the divine protectors of the light, divine healers of the light, and the divine communicators of the light. And setting the intention that this gathering is for the highest good of all who are here and all whom we touch. So thank you for being with us today. And I would like to invite the whole team in to introduce them, and then each of them has a story that they would like to share. So welcome in, team. I'm going to remove my spotlight, and now you guys can all unmute. So, hey, Mary, you've been with me the longest. How are you?
I'm doing really remarkably well. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's not too hot. All is well in the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome, welcome. And do you let me just go around the room and introduce everyone. You've probably met them all, but just in case. Leslie, how are you with your beautiful angel wings behind you?
I am well. Thank you for asking. And it's delightful to be here, Lois. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the work that you are all doing and learning and absorbing and sharing. And Sharon, go ahead.
It's just my pleasure to be here and to share in that wonderful work.
Beautiful. Sharon, what about you?
I'm doing great. Pleasure to be here. Absolutely. Thank you so much for all I'm learning.
Wonderful. and Trisha from Alabama.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
I love the variety of energies and what we now have been given to be called angelic humans. So, who would like to share their story first? Story of transformation that we've seen either in ourselves or others around us. We all have so many stories. Mary, let's just spotlight you and tell your story.
It's really nice to be here. And it's really been a marvelous experience to learn how to apply new energy clearing techniques to my own career. I have been a master Reiki teacher for a number of years, and I've practiced Reiki for over 30 years. And I mostly started it to help my children, and it was effective. But as life goes on, you seem to get dragged down as a light worker a little bit. And once I discovered energy clearing, it added a whole new dimension to my life, to my practice, to my life, to my experiences with others. And just to give you a little example, I had never learned how to really protect myself while administering Reiki. And one time I was doing Reiki session for someone whom I knew had cancer, but that's all I knew. And that person was open to Reiki. We went through a session and I started feeling ill. And I had a lot of pressure in my lungs and in my heart. And I told this person what I was experiencing. And I said, "Does this make any sense to you?" And he said, "Yeah, I've been feeling worse. I have cancer of the it was of the lung." And I said, "I really think you should check on it." So he went to the hospital that night, and sure enough, he had a big lung effusion. They took out lots of fluid and he felt great. But I picked up some of it came into me. And that's not what you want as a Reiki practitioner. Sorry about that phone. I don't know how to shut it off. Just give me one more second here. So when I was exposed to energy clearing and to doing sacred space, I added that to my practice, and that has never happened to me again. I have never taken in the energy or the ailment of a person. I've only been able to be just the conduit for that person to experience in universal energy. And it's been marvelous, and it's helped me more times than I can count. And I think it's for anybody who is involved with other people, whether it's as a light worker, as a healer, a service giver, whatever. This practice adds a dimension to your life that you will not soon regret. And that's what comes to mind today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mary. I'm excited to be introducing a workshop that we're going to have in a couple of weeks, and people will be able to ask questions. And I'd love to have you guys on with me so that we can have a wonderful Q&A, a live Q&A where people can actually ask us questions specifically about what you just talked about. Thank you, Mary. Oh, who would like to go next? Leslie, you had a story to, oh, well, Trisha raised her hand. Go ahead, Trish. I'm going to spotlight you.
All right.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful client that we've been working with, who is an animal healer. And she's incredibly gifted. And she was feeling like a complete failure. The last session that she did on a horse before she started working with us, the horse bit her. And she just felt like she couldn't continue doing her work any longer. It was very sad. And when we went in, we found out that she had been attacked for many years. There was a sorceress that was involved that was very jealous of her and wanted to stop her from doing her work. And we were able to clear all of that. There have been some things that were sent to her that honestly, I don't know how she lived her life on a day-to-day basis with the things that she had been dealing with. She's a very brave, strong, courageous soul. And after we started working with her in March, we did a last session with her at the beginning of August, I believe. And she, like, honestly felt like everything was gone. She had learned to protect her energy. She's going on to take the lightworkers course so that she can learn even more about how to protect her energy. And she's very excited about how this is going to empower her to do the animal healing that she's been called to do. So she's ready to start back to work and feels completely free and ready to go. And we're so honored to have been a part of that.
Wow, Tricia, what a fabulous story. And yeah, and it's true. We get our own, I want to say, high off seeing and experiencing the transformation in other people, the light workers who are here on a mission. And it is our mission to help them succeed. And it's such a blessing to be able to do this work.
Well, that's what it tells us in the Bible, that Jesus says that we should encourage one another and build each other up. And that's what our mission is to heal the healers so that they can heal the world.
Well said. I'm going to quote you on that one. All right, Leslie, are you ready to be on?
He's ready.
Spotlight, Leslie. Yeah.
My journey began. This is a personal story with as my work as a physical therapist for 25 years in the healing profession. I really enjoy this work, and I love working with patients and clients from all walks of life in every way that they are compromised and whatever they're going through physically, to kind of get them back to where they were before all this happened to them. So back in March of 2022, I was feeling extremely blocked and burdened. And Lois, having met you before through organizations and friendship, I contacted you, and your team cleared me. It was obvious I needed a clearing. You guys found a reptilian attached to me. There were implanted ethereal devices that I'd had since childhood. I've had an entity that was attached to me from the hospital where my daughter was born in Germany in 1985. So, and the list went on. But as I felt my body and my spirit transforming through this process, becoming unburdened, becoming unblocked, and free to realize who I am and what I mean to myself, and bring that to work, bring the joy of being unburdened and free to do my work without any kind of second thought. And so with the blocks lifted, I had a new perspective on how to work with patients, transforming their pain. Say, for example, someone was coming back from, say, a diabetic patient who had an amputation, coming back, learning a whole new way to lead their lives, and then transforming their pain into part of the process of healing. And from that, I began to realize that there's a lot more we can do here. So next thing you know, your Lightworker Integrity Training course came up, and I learned how to protect myself spiritually. And then from there, it went into the Energy Clearing Academy work and in the work we're doing now. And I have to say, if it hadn't been for that kind of training and what I went through personally to share with my own patients and so forth about how they can transform their lives if they just look at it differently. If they shift their thinking just a little bit, they can push through whatever it is that's blocking them and work to the other side of it for their own recovery. So that has been one of the most wonderful aspects of this training. Has benefited me in my personal life, of course, and in setting sacred space and in being aware of my own energy and how energy of others can affect us as well. And hopefully being a beneficial healer to others, because I feel called to heal. And that is, this training has been absolutely the best thing I've ever done for that end in being a healer. So thank you, Lois, for this opportunity. And I work with such wonderful people. I think that's one of the best things about it is the team is absolutely stellar and spot on. I absolutely enjoy every minute that we spend together. So thank you.
Oh my goodness, thank you. And yes, you're right. Absolutely. It is wonderful to work with other light workers and to be involved in a community where we support one another, because we're always coming into situations where we get attacked. We get, we're talking Ghostbusters here. We get slimed. It's not our fault, but there's so much in the unseen world that we become more aware of. And then we become more aware of when we're off. Something is off. Something feels wrong. Mary was just mentioning a minute ago that something was going on in her house, and we set sacred space, and hopefully that will be lifted. So we need to be, as light workers, we've got to empower strong energy. We call it spiritual hygiene. We keep our energy clear and fluffed up so that we can be of better service to others, each in our own way. Thank you, Leslie. Miss Sharon, do you have a story to share?
Well, of course I do. Caveat on that, the sacred space. I have friends, clients who I have watched amazing transformation in her life on many levels. Her own goals have come forward. Some of her children's goals have come forward that she was very frustrated with. And it all started with the sacred space, because I told her about the sacred space because she was getting attacked by many things. She'd go out on an errand and she'd come back feeling sick, for instance. She would talk to a friend on the internet and she'd have a pain in her stomach, for instance. And I said, well, you need to do sacred space. And so I told her about that she needed protection and that she was a star seed, a light worker, and she really needed to look at this. And she also needed to get some clearings from the team because she had frustrations in that she has a child who's autistic and couldn't even speak, having trouble eating. And she herself wanted to start a website, nonprofit website, that would help other parents with autism with services. And she herself wanted to lose weight and she couldn't. And she had many negative relationships in her life that she couldn't get rid of. So she had issues with saying no. And she also wanted to start a business in studying astrology. She's a major healer and she was very, very blocked. So I said, well, okay, you need to start a clearing with Lois and her team, and I'll be part of that. So, let's go. And so she did it. And lo and behold, things started slowly changing for her. She started working out, which she was not wanting to do at all. So she started working out and coming in to see me, eating better. She figured out how to help her child. We cleared her child, her autistic child. We found all kinds of stuff on her child that was trying to get to her through Mary Ann, because as we all know, these children are very gifted these days, and there's a lot trying to get to them. And it was incredible. She got rid of probably half of her relationships, and she's lost 50 pounds which is amazing in like 6 months. And I think she started doing her work with us maybe 8 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so I am very thankful, very impressed, and we all have many stories like this. So take that light worker training, that's where it starts, right there.
Wow, that's a powerful story. That's a bit of weight to shift. So she's very dedicated and committed, and it's good that she's got you to help encourage her on her way. It's wonderful. And you know, you're a light worker. We're all light workers in our own way. As Sharon's talking about, she's a personal trainer. Leslie's talking about a physical therapy. Mary is a Reiki master. Trisha is a mother, and you know, she teaches children. So there, we all have our own individual calling, and yet the lightworker training helps us to be the best we can be, because there is a sense of being here on a mission. And in this day and age, there's so much in the unseen world that is intended to derail the beautiful lightworkers. One, we pick up lost souls because we're glowing so brightly. They're just like, oh, it's the light. And so we all pick up lost souls that then drain our energy. And those are just the simple ones. Then there are the spell castings, the sorcery, the devices. There's so many different ways, but one of the things in the lightworker training is learning how to clear the gunk from your aura, all of the gunk from our environment that people are not aware of. And we have to keep ourselves clear and clean on a regular basis. So this training is designed to clear us. We're going to go into all of this in this master class. So please take our master class. We'll be happy to answer questions and see if this lightworker training is a fit for you, so that you can step into your power and be the best that you can be, because we need your skills and gifts. Humanity needs everyone. I heard a story about, if there was only one star in the sky, it would be not very bright. We need every single light worker shining their light, doing what they're called to do in their own unique way, because that is the way we're going to lift the vibrational frequency of this planet. Right, team?
Right.
That's how we're going to change the world.
That's absolutely.
Yeah. So one of the stories that, you know, for me, it was a priest that taught me how to set sacred space for myself 30 something years ago. And it has evolved and transformed, and we're constantly learning and adding new unto, because of our awareness. We're constantly learning new things, and that's as it should be. We didn't, unfortunately, when we're born into this world, we go through the veil of forgetfulness. And then as we mature and have life situations, we're like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. So more comes unto. So, and we learn from each other as we share and grow together. This was fabulous. And I know a lot of people do energy clearing. We're going to give you so many reasons and tools that will help you to do it even better. We just did an amazing land clearing for some people who had been attempting to clear the land. But what happens is oftentimes you just shoo them away. We ended up finding an ancient sorcerer that had been tied to the land. And we helped the sorcerer to transform himself and all those whom he had been cursed, in order to save his soul. So everything we do is with the intention of spirit rescue, rescuing those that are lost and have done harm, because everyone has a new opportunity. Not everyone takes it, but there's always a new opportunity to shine your light and to grow your soul.
Mhm.
Last thoughts, everyone?
I like that, Lois. Shine your light and grow your soul.
Might use that for the name of one of the classes. What do you think?
I think that would be great.
Okay.
That resonates.
Awesome. I'm going to write that down. Any
And you never stop learning. That's another key aspect of life.
Mm.
If you learn, you grow. If you grow, you thrive. So this is an opportunity to grow, learn some new techniques that will be very, very life-changing.
Beautiful.
You can also learn about history, like what really happened from the spirits and the land.
That's true. Oh my gosh, so many stories.
Amazing.
Mhm, mhm. And learn how to communicate with your children, right, Tricia?
Yes.
Empathically.
The NLP and the hypnosis has been absolutely remarkable for that.
Mhm.
And I do see people around me transforming every day. And I will say that this entire course and everything that I've learned to do over the last year and a half have saved my life. Literally. I was under such bad attack personally that I don't think I would still even be on the planet to do the work that Jesus had for me to do if it hadn't been for meeting you and doing the work that you've taught me to do. So I've really, 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 from the deepest depths of my heart, thank you.
We love you, Trisha.
Glad you're here.
Yes.
Y'all are all amazing.
As are
We are so blessed. Thank you. Thank each of you. And the others that couldn't be here, but stay tuned. They'll be here next time. So thank you all. And until next time, everyone, look up, stay positive, and be the light in someone's day.